Joining me now, as he does every Monday, Sky News political contributor Chris Hillman. Well, Chris, we're going to have to start with the Middle East. We'll get into the domestic components of it in a moment. But look, give me your reaction to those Israeli strikes on Friday. Sure, in a perfect world, no one wants any escalation in this part of the world, but it's not a perfect world. Israel, I regard as having a sovereign right to defend itself. And I tell you what, as someone in the West, I am very glad to see Iran's nuclear capability degraded. Give us your sense of things.
Well, Peter, Israel had no other choice than to do what it did. The International Atomic Energy Agency said in April that Iran was weeks away of enriching enough uranium to have multiple bombs. Now, don't forget that Iran is dedicated to the destruction of Israel. It's done that, or tried to do that, for the last 40 years through its proxies. And there's every reason why Israel had a right to fear what would happen if Iran got those weapons. And don't forget, the distance in terms of ballistic missile is short. Israel would have 10 minutes warning that a ballistic missile with a nuclear warhead was on the way. Now, I ask you what the people of Canberra, for example, might think if there was a different state in the Northern Territory and the distance between here and Alice Springs is what we're talking about, that was dedicated to the destruction of this side of the country. What do you think that the people of Canberra would want their government to do? Israel was perfectly within its rights to do this. The only thing I hope is that it can quickly degrade this enough so that the fighting can stop. But, you know, it should keep going until it is absolutely certain that the threat has been eliminated.
OK, so how can we get that sort of international legal perspective and moral clarity from you that we don't get from the Australian government? Because all we have heard from the government, Penny Wong in particular, Foreign Minister, is basically to call for restraint, which is, you know, Israel fight with one arm behind your back. There's been no real mention of how the West should thank God for Israel and what they were able to do over the last 3 or 4 days. That has been missing from our government's rhetoric.
Well, the Israeli ambassador summed this one up, and that is, words do not stop warheads. Do you genuinely believe that the state of Iran under the Ayatollahs was ever going to have a kind of regime where it would allow you to have enough inspections to have the confidence that you could continue to live with that state and that it would not develop those weapons? And by the way, I've certainly been told, and I'm sure that you have too, that given that Iran is helping out Russia when it comes to drones, that Russia is now helping out Iran when it comes to enriching enriching uranium for weapons. They only want those weapons for one thing, and that is the destruction of the state of Israel. Now, they might not use them, Peter, but would you take that chance? So there are many reasons why I disagree on some things with the government of Benjamin Netanyahu. I do wish that they would find a way to bring to an end the war in Gaza. I do not agree with everything that that government does. But on this one, I find them hard to fault.